On Sony cameras, including the Sony A7s III, if you shoot with picture profile off or any of the following gammas, movie, still, Cine 1, or ITU 709, the camera records in RGB range 16 to 255. If you don't edit this in post, your highlights will be blown out. To fix this in Premiere, go to your lumetri color panel, take your white slider, and go down by 30. That's all you have to do. And if all you're looking to do is fix your highlights on your Sony camera, you don't need to watch the rest of this video. But I'm now going to attempt to explain what's going on here. But if you're very knowledgeable on this topic, I'd love your input to help explain, and I'll also make an updated video if I get anything wrong. In 8-bit, cameras capture data using 3 different values of RGB ranges. Either full range, 0 to 255, limited range, 16 to 235, or 16 to 255. I couldn't really find any info on 16 to 255, which the picture profiles I mentioned previously all shoot in. The Panasonic GH5 lets you switch between the different RGB ranges, so let's take a look. First up is full range 0 to 255. There should be no surprises here. Every bit of data from 0 to 255 is represented in the image. 0 is the blackest black, and 255 is the whitest white. Next is limited range 16 to 235. The image should still look exactly the same because the exposure is still exactly the same. It's just now the blackest black is set to 16 and the whitest white is set to 235. Finally, we have 16 to 255. Now, even with the same exposure, the image doesn't look the same. It's brighter and detail is lost in the highlights. So if we look at this video in Premiere and take a look at the scopes, we see that the video is treated as limited range, 16 to 235. 16 blackest blacks, 235 whitest whites. But since the video was captured in 16 to 255, the video actually goes above 235 in these highlights right here. So we have to use the lumetri white slider to bring it down back to 235. So I came up with -30 on the whites by taking a really bright light that's way above 255 and then seeing where that peaks out. Then I bring it down until it's just at 235 and then that's -30. So 16 to 255 requires some adjustment in post. But what do those 20 values do? Because if you're using the extra 20 values for the brightest parts of the image and then you want to grade it or something, first of all, I don't think you can see the difference. But second of all, why not just use 0 to 255 and have more information at the bottom and more information at the top? In my tests, when I have compared 0 to 255, 16 to 235, and 16 to 255, all of the images look identical after you adjust the 16 to 255 image. The waveform looks the same, the colors are the same, nothing is different. The highlight roll-off is the same. So what is the point of shooting in 16 to 255? It doesn't give you any more dynamic range. So it's just really bizarre to me that 16 to 255 is the default mode for this camera when so many people don't know about this. I had a Sony A7s II for 4 years, and I had a Sony A7 III for a year, and all of my videos had clipped highlights. I only discovered this a few weeks ago. My only theory is that 16 to 255 looks brighter before you fix it in post. And all things else being equal, people prefer brighter images. So maybe it's to help sell cameras, and when people see the brighter image, they're like, oh, I'm gonna get that Sony camera. That's a little conspiratorial though, and I'm sure that there's a good reason for 16 to 255. I just don't know what it is. If you know what it is, please let me know, because I would love to make a follow-up video, and I'd also just love to know what the answer to this is. But anyways, hope this was of some help. Thank you for watching.